All right, let's take a look at this My Econ Lab. We'll do the quiz 9 and 10, get done with it, and then we'll move on to spring break or procrastinate and do it after spring break. I don't care. Do what you gotta do. But let me go back. I'm not at question 1. Let me go back. Previous. There we are. So again, this is the quiz. Do the homework on your own because you can do as many times as you want on the homework. The quiz only do it twice, so watch out. Think about it before you do it. Watch this video and pause it once in a while because some of the questions will be a little different than what you're seeing here, but this one should be the same, I think. Public goods are, again, it's public schools, right? Public road. Anybody can use it, right? So only, forget those. It's available to anyone to utilize regardless who pays for it, right? And again, you could use this term in your paper, right? In any of these research papers, you should be pointing out the public goods that are involved, as I'll talk about as we end up this semester, the second half. All right, next I should have checked and see if I got that right, actually. Let me go back previously. So again, this moves around. Available to anyone who uses it. Here now it's number C, so watch your thing. Yeah, 100%. Let's go next. The external cost of production is the cost incurred. External cost is like pollution, right? That's a cost to society. It doesn't really cost a production facility if that pollution drifts downwind or drifts downstream, right? So it's a external cost is incurred by somebody other than the producer, right? It's the health cost to the rest of society of someone that pollutes. Let me check my answer. Yes, I am correct. Next, the market insurance, in the market for insurance, the moral hazard problem. Again, moral hazard, if you look it up in the textbook, it's on what page is this on? Let's see. It's on, I can't find it. I just had it right here. Oh, here it is, page 230. The moral hazard. It's a risky behavior triggered by, sorry. Moral hazard occurs when one side of an economic relationship takes undesirable or costly actions that the other side of the relationship cannot observe. So here, again, a moral hazard for the insurance company. If you get insurance, basically, right? I get my complete health insurance covered. I'm young and I'm crazy, so basically I'm more of a risk taker if you have insurance. And this is more important with the financial world, right? Because banks are insured. You hear the term too big to fail. So do banks have enough moral hazard? Do they take on too much risk? And they do sometimes take on too much risk because they know the government will have to bail them out. But we'll talk about that one later. Let me check my answer. Yes, I am correct. Because the next one, yeah, here, should be asking this question. The FDIC, again, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, provides bank deposit insurance, creates moral hazard because you know your money's protected, right? If you put money in a bank, if it's got FDIC on the outside of the bank, it's insured by the federal government, and all banks have to have this nowadays. So it encourages the savers to go for the highest interest rate, right? Regardless of the bank's risk. Maybe the bank's in trouble, but it doesn't matter. If they get a high interest rate, I'm going to put my money in there because I know if it even goes bad, the FDIC will pay it off. It's, again, a very interesting question about how banks should be regulated. But we will be talking more about banking especially when we get into the Federal Reserve later this semester. Let's go next. An external benefit. So this is something that's external benefit. It's given to people not intended in a sense for the benefit. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, it's for someone other than the person buying the good. Again, external benefit is in the textbook. What page is that on? Again, if you look it up in the back of the textbook, some of these terms you don't see, it's on page. I don't have time to look it up right now, but if you look in the back of the book, oh, here it is on page 232. Again, they talk about a dam, right? It'd be too expensive for one person to afford a dam. But if I get a group, if the government pays for it, but basically everybody gets benefited from the dam. But take a look at that one, page 230, what did I say? 232. All right, let me check my answer. Yeah, okay. Next. An economic efficient level of pollution. Oh, economically efficiently, again, think marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So you found the same sort of thing. Yeah, here's the marginal cost of abatement of stopping pollution is equal to its marginal cost, right? So we will look at this again and again. This is something you should be putting in different of these research papers, right? Let me check my answer. Hit OK. A profit maximizing firm will hire the number of workers where, and again, here we're looking at the cost, right? So workers, how you figure out workers' cost, it's their wages, right? And equals to the marginal revenue, right, of the product, not profit, but product, right? Marginal revenue. Let me check my answer. That is okay. Not today. Ooh, here's a lot of questions here. So this may be worded instead of an increase, it could be decrease here, but let's start this one. The logic of an output effect is that an increase in the wages, so this may be decrease if you do this another time. So an increase in wages, of course, is going to increase the cost, right? So the price of the output then will increase. And again, this is why people say that minimum wage should not be raised, because it's going to increase the cost, increase the price of products for the rest of us. And the output demanded will decrease because the price got higher, right? Less people will buy it. As a result, the quantity of labor demanded will decrease. So, and again, this will happen if we raise minimum wage. There will be some people that will be left out of a job, but will help the benefit overcome this problem of people getting fired. Because again, there is always in economics these choices, and you have the yin and the yang of these different decisions, and which one has better for society as a whole is a difficult question. All right, let's go next. An increase in the supply of nurses. Again, here's looking at, and again, we'll do what with the equilibrium wage. Let me bring up a graph, because you know I love my graphs. Because here we got the supply of nurses, we got the demand for nurses. If I go back and take a look at my question here, if the supply of nurses will, boom, an increase in the supply of nurses will basically decrease the equilibrium wage, and it will increase the number of working nurses. So they'll be basically, they will be getting less money, but there'll be more of them working. For example, here, here's I got my supply and demand of nurses. So I'm going to take my other line here, and I'm going to make this my supply too. So here's my new equilibrium point. So notice here, here's my first equilibrium point, and there is a decrease then in price at the new equilibrium too, and there is a increase but in the quantity of nurses sold. So again, a quick supply and demand that will be on the final. So be prepared. Let me check my answer. Yes, I am correct. Let's go next. Oh, we're all done. It's too bad. I was having way too much fun doing this stuff. So use this, and again, this question may be changed if you do it again, right? Because if I do it, I can reload my question, and then I will see a decrease in the supply of nurses, and it's the opposite. So watch when you do it, these things. You get 2 times through with a quiz. Should be fairly easy to do. And I'm going to be sending out to you also a list of research paper topics that you can choose from, or pick your own research topic. It's got to pass it by me. Think about it over the break, because when we come back, you'll have to tell me what you're doing your research paper on. Basically, write the first paragraph of your research paper so I can make sure you're on the right track. So let me just, I'm done with this. I'm going to close this. I'm just going to assign this quiz now. All right. So any questions, email me. Have a nice break. Remember my one word, moderation.